Hey Wizard fam, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. Oh, and I am back to Wizards. I'm gonna try out Naban. Is this the last of you, Naban? Or are you gonna bite back? Because there's a new deck out there. There's a new Splinter Twin deck, the Inverter of Truth, Thassa's Oracle deck. Can Wizards still compete in that metagame? Well, to find out, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into our deck tech, we're gonna thank our sponsors, starting with themanabase.com and the excellent podcast Commander Ed Populum. They have just interviewed Gavin Verhey. If you want to check out that podcast, go check them out on themanabase.com, your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And the MTG Mastermind, the coaching program to take your game to the next level, bounce ideas off of much better players that go to the Players Tour, make top 8s at Grand Prix. You want to check them out at the MTG Mastermind. So, well, this deck is going to be put under a lot of pressure, and, you know, I've had some good success with Wizards, and by the way, I've tried, you know, blue devotion looking things, but honestly, I mean, to be brutally honest, my best results are with Naban. I mean, that's just how it is. I tried to main deck Brazen Borrower, I've tried to main deck Hypnotic Sprite, you've seen me with the, what's it called? I've played variations with Leyline of Anticipation. My best results are with Naban. And while there's a lot of games where Naban doesn't do shit. Honestly, he doesn't do... and I'm trying to cut him out of the deck. I'm trying to cut this card out of my deck. But I can't deny that there are, I don't know, 20% of the time, he makes a big difference. He really does. I have, like, Naban, nothing on the battlefield, rip Master Waves, boom, make a bunch of, way more tokens than normally I would necessarily need, but in that situation I needed all the tokens to just swing back for the win, to get me back into that game. So yeah, so I'm going to go back to Naban. So some big changes I've made to the deck right now, starting off with 3 Mutavault. I think I need it against Blue-Eye Control. I think Blue-Eye Control is starting to become a really refined list, and it's becoming tough. And every single time that there is a resolved Planeswalker, it's just impossible to beat. I can't beat the stupid Planeswalker. Whereas if I at least had a Mutavault, that would give me a lot more opportunity to kill the Planeswalker and just give me something to do after my opponent has played Supreme Verdict. So we're adding that, taking out some Nykthos, especially since it's becoming a bit more attrition-based right now, with... Like, I like Nykthos against Mono Green Devotion, so I can catch up against their Devotion by just going over the top of them with our own Devotion. But there's enough, I think, attrition-based strategies in the metagame that this is getting weaker, but you still need it because it's the only way that you can come back from behind. But right now, we're going to split it between these two, which means we're playing one less island. Now, I don't think that's going to matter for Gadwick, and I'll tell you why. Gadwick usually isn't a 3-drop. It's a 4-drop, a 5-drop, a 6-drop. So we have the time to wait to get that island. The only thing that's gonna suffer is Tempest Djinn. This is a 3-drop. You really want to play this on turn 3, especially against the aggro strategies, against mono black, against mono red. You really want to get this thing out on turn 3. So this card might get a pinch more clunky, but hopefully not enough. And of course, there's certainly going to be some rollouts where we go Siren Stormtamer into Harbinger of the Tides, then use Nykthos to get the 3 blue mana. Anyway. Cards to talk about. Tidebinder Mage has lost a lot of value since Mono Black is really up in the air and rising up. Blue-Eye Control, big deck to beat. It doesn't interact with Spirits, which is also actually, I think, on the rise right now. You might end up seeing, if this deck doesn't... If I can't compete with this deck, I will snap move to Spirits. So you keep that in mind, I guess. But Tidebinder Mage lost a little bit of value, so we're gonna go down to 3. Still very good against the green decks. Any green ramp, green devotion. I love it there. Still helps against some red decks. But like it will be okay against that new Splinter Twin deck. The problem is that so like if you don't know. You should know, I have some video on this. There's a new combo deck, Inverter of Truths into Thassa's Oracle. So Inverter of Truths comes down, it's a 4-mana, 6/6 flying creature, but it exchanges your graveyard for your library, and ideally, in their case, they're going to have no graveyard, or very little, and then on the very next turn, they play Thassa's Oracle, which says, you scry equal to the... number of devotion you have, and if it's equal to your library or greater, you win the game. So Thassa's Oracle are coming out early. That's going to block Tidebinder Mage. That's going to block Harbinger of the Tides. That's going to be annoying. We might need to power through with things like Thassa, Gadwick, go wide with Master of Waves, Tempest. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know how it's going to play out. So that's the main deck sideboard. I've dropped a few Cerulean Drake so I could make room for more counter magic. I just like I want to respect Blight Control, and I want to respect that Inverter of Truth deck. So there's a lot of cards I can counter with Hypnotic Sprite, especially Thassa's Oracle. However, it's going to be a difficult card. It's still going to be a difficult card to play because they run Thoughtseize, and if they run Thoughtseize, they can see if the coast is clear or not, and then win from there. Well, anyway, that's the list. I hope it does well. Let's get into our league. We won the die roll. The hand is too clunky though, so we're gonna have to mulligan. This hand has no blue. Well, this hand's pretty poor too. We're gonna have to mulligan this as well. Which is not good if we're up against any sort of combo deck. Especially that blue-black Inverter of Truth deck. Our opponent keeps their hand. We'll mulligan one more time. Yes. So this hand could take a few angles. Start off with Tidebinder Mage, then Naban, then maybe a Gadwick. Oh, I have to get rid of 2 cards though. I have a choice. Dijin, Tidebinder Mage, and we just go like Naban. Hopefully we draw something into Gadwick. Draw 2 cards, try to get back into that game. The other way of doing this is dump I could dump a land. Maybe we just dump Nykthos, because we're not gonna have good devotion anyway. Or will we? Okay. I guess we'll dump this. Ugh, it's tough. It's tough. I sort of want the Genie because it has some route of getting me back, but at the same time, if I get rid of Gadwick, then Naban sucks. If I get rid of Tidebinder Mage, like Naban doesn't work with this, but it works with this. Okay, I think I'm just gonna get rid of Naban. So we're just not a very synergetic hand here. We're just going to hope our opponent plays a green creature or a red creature, tap it down, and then move on. Just hope to peel lands from here. It's a tough mulligan. It's a very tough mulligan. It would be a beautiful 7-card hand. That's the thing. That was a really good 7-card hand. You know, we could curve into like we don't exactly curve into Tempest, but at least by turn 4 you play your Tempest, we would have 6 devotion on the battlefield. Then Nykthos into a huge Gadwick. That's exactly where you want to be. Bomat Courier. All right, so we're up against the Scissors deck, which I think we're going to be okay. We might not because we're on the draw. Sorry, not wrong. We might not because we mulligan to 5. We're not on the draw. We're on the play. Because they've got some removal, so they could kill Tidebinder Mage and then like we're a little bit behind. Goes Fireblade. Sure. So they have a good start. What does it say? That's fine. Let's start counterattacking. So I think we can take at least 2 more hits from this thing. It's funny how they stack this. That's bizarre. You would think all the exiled cards would just be one after another. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Skilled Animator. How does this work? When skilled enemy enters the battlefield, a target creature you can call... Okay, it becomes a 5/5. Gotcha. So we might be dead soon. I need some flash creatures to work with Gadwick. Gadwick will save us. If we have flash creatures. Well, it's going to be chump blocking food, I guess. Attack for 4. Because I'm going to chump block with Tidebinder Mage. And we'll draw 1 card. I played a land. So, if I can chump block to the end, that will be convenient. Because the Dijin will attack for 5. Oh, it's not lethal yet. Attack for 5, but that's not lethal. Chump blockaroony. Oh. Double the fun. That is becoming a real pain. So... Well, I'm not in love with this plan, but we're going to double block here. And hopefully our opponent just doesn't get any more cards. If they want to sacrifice it, then they sacrifice it. And then I have to just try to block this for the next few turns. And hope we don't get shrapnel blasted right now. Which we do. We get shrapnel blasted. Alright, we die. I think this game had a lot more to do with the fact that we went to 7 cards. Sorry, we mulliganed down to 5 cards. What do we want here? This is not bad. This is okay for early blocking. Naban is okay. Harbinger, very good. Tidebinder Mage, not very good. Master of Waves, very good. Wizard's Retort, very bad. Okay, Wizard's Retort's not good. Our opponent's like a pretty aggro deck. The Drake actually might be good because there's a lot of 1 toughness creatures to block. And we have some protection against Shrapnel Blast, which is basically going to our face. I think some Brazen Borrowers are good. Anyway, that's just how I'm going to do it. We're going to keep Naban just so that we can maximize how much we can do with, like, doubling up to... Oh, I should probably take out 1, maybe the Tidebinder Mage is fine. Never underestimate the devotion, you know? A random blue-blue creature on turn 2 helps. I will keep this, but I will not love it. So hopefully we draw at least 1 more blue source somewhere. One of these are killing me. I don't know which one it is, because I'm missing 1 red source. Oh, there we go. What do I want? Okay, I'll play the Drake. So at least we can curve into Master of Waves, is what I'm saying. Like, they could put Ensoul Artifact on this. Okay, that's fine. We take 5. Then we play Tidebinder Mage and follow it up with Master of Waves, and then... Good luck! Oh, it's Emery! Emery, you traitor! Absolute traitor. Nothing in the graveyard to get. Too bad. That's interesting. I think I'm going to hold that up. So now if Ghostfire Blade gets an Ensoul Artifact, boing! But not Darksteel Citadel. Sure. So what do I do? Bounce this? Keep my life total high or work for it? Nah, okay, we're just going to bounce this. Let's keep our life total high. I got a genie. Got a genie. Master of Waves looking interesting. We can play a Tidebinder Mage, then play Nykthos, and get a pretty good Master of Waves going next turn with looks like 7 Devotion. See, this is what happens when we have 7 cards instead of no cards. Well, this looks like maybe this is going to eat a Shrapnel Blast. Oh, just a Lava Coil? Okay. I can still play Tidebinder Mage and then hold up Brazen Borrower with the Nykthos. I think that's okay. I do want to I want to try to maximize the damage I can do with like Master of Waves. Naban, what do I do with you, Naban? I think nothing. But next turn, I could do something amazing with you. Yeah, we'll just do this. Next turn we're gonna go off, that's for sure. We'll have enough we'll have enough mana to play Naban into Master of Waves. If you don't know who the Master is, you're gonna know. Oh, you're gonna know. You're gonna learn who the Master is. But the problem is, we still have a 3rd game to play. Oh, that 3rd game. Curses. Curses. Bomat Courier. No. This is nice. This thing just protecting me from Shrapnel Blast shenanigans. I like it. Brazen Bar, we're back. Now we will, no matter what they do, we're going to play this Master of Waves next turn. Metallic Rebuke! Oh, you son of a bitch. No. So what do we want now? We need to draw a land in order to play this. No, actually we don't. We have enough Devotion. We can play Naban into Master of Waves. This will be enough. You hear the sound of waves. The Master has arrived. The Master of Waves. I have no idea what your plan is, but good luck, because this is 20 power just by itself. That's a lot of damage. Insert Flex Seal meme here. Even Flex Seal's not going to save you now. Alright, you see the lag? See, I'm not touching anything. That's because they're resigning. They saw the writing on the wall. So I think I'm going to take out one Tidebinder Mage and bring in a Brazen Borrower on the draw. And the reason for that is our opponent might have slightly more aggressive turns. They might have slightly more aggressive hands. And so yeah, this is definitely a matchup for Naban. And again, you know, I've told everyone in the past, Naban is not a turn 2 play. Naban is like a turn 4 play. You get that Naban and that Master Waves, and boom, they're just smoked. And the same thing could be like Naban into like Harbinger, Naban into Trickster, Naban into Tidebinder Mage. They all work. I don't know. Should we bring in Mystical Dispute? They've got a lot of red cards. It's my issue. They also have a lot of colorless cards, but they have like Emery and garbage like that. They mulligan. That's good. We'll keep this. So this is a nice hand. We go like they mulligan a 5. It's over. It's over. It's even. We're even now. They could have a good start, but most of their good starts are going to get eaten up by a Brazen Borrower because we just bounce. They Ensoul artifact something. We just bounce the permanent that they Ensouled. Yeah. Okay. Bring it on. Bring it! Okay, so I have nothing to do next turn. Or this turn. Ensoul. I knew it! I knew it. So we'll just bounce it. And they'll lose a card. I don't want to wait another turn because it could screw us over. I think to maximize the amount of stuff they want on the battlefield, I'll play Siren Stormtamer into Merfolk Trickster next turn. Oh crap, that's a thing. All right, so still have a Bomat Courier in play. So how do we do this? It doesn't have. I guess I just play stuff, you know. And I think upkeep I'm going to Trickster this, and if they play Metallic Rebuke, it's not good. Well, I mean it's good, but they'll tap the Darksteel Citadel. We're in like keep our life total as high as damn possible mode. That's the situation we're in right now. Oh god, what is this? Oh, Ghost Fireblade, okay. So that means... Okay, they're empty-handed. But maybe that means I double block this? This is worth cards. But, okay, I can go to... I guess I can go to 6? Can you move this at instant speed? No. Because if I draw, like, another blue source, opponent is very close to dead. I guess... Okay, we'll let this go. This one time. We can go to 6. There we go. There we go! That's what we wanted to see. Start attacking back. And soon enough, hopefully we just kill our opponent. Now they can exhaust they can exhaust the waves, but we have other things to do on our future turns. So I mean, for example, I'll double block the Bomat Courier and chump block the Steel Citadel, and then in the future I can chump block with a lot of other things. So we're buying ourselves a lot of time. The thing I guess I'm something I'm sort of scared of would be, what is this? You have a burn spell? Oh, I guess they just want the card. That's my guess. That's a funny thing to abrade. Sure. So you want to sack this Bomat Courier? No, they don't. Okay, I think we're gonna win. I really think we're gonna win. We are a very healthy 6 life. So we can't get shrapnel blasted out of nowhere. Well, okay, I have to play this Naban. Or I could play... I guess I could play Gadwick for 2. So my thoughts right now are play Naban, play Gadwick for 0. Attack for 4. Put our opponent down to 11. I guess we don't have lethal. Is there any way I can do this faster? I could play Naban, play Temptation, attack for 6. Put our opponent down to 9. And that is lethal. And I can still chump block with the Temptation or Naban if necessary. Sure. We'll do that. Because this line, you know, attempts to win the game next turn. And like if our opponent uses a removal spell on Naban, so I plan to chump block with Naban here. if our opponent uses a removal spell on Naban, then we can just let in 5 damage, go to 1, and kill our opponent on the way back. Because we're attacking for 11. And if our opponent plays that, like, animator creature, where they can turn, I don't know, Ghostfire Blade into a 5/5, they attack with both, I block with Naban, and we're still attacking for at least 9 on the way back. I messed up my configuration. I hate when I touch that. I think that looks good. It must be even. Must be even. This deck is a bit dangerous. Like it definitely can be dangerous when they have their good rollouts. I mean, it's good. It's good, but like the plan here, as I've illustrated, is get stuff early on the ground, use bounce spells to undermine their BS crap like this. Maybe their best plan was to Ensoul something from the start. I don't know if they had that option. I think they had the option to Ensoul a Darksteel Citadel, but it just wasn't mana efficient because they had to Ensoul a tapped Darksteel Citadel. But that might have been more scary. I don't know. But then I wouldn't have been under any pressure. But whatever. Wizards, Naban. Naban helped us. All right. Game 2, Naban came through for us. I don't know what to say. My highest win rate is with this card. He's stupid, but sometimes he's stupid good. Right, that's round 1. Let's move on to round 2. I won the die roll. Let's keep this. I hope to curve out, but you know, whatever. If we don't, well, at least hopefully we can stall the game a little bit with these creatures. Make no mistake, there's like a lot of games that go like turn 1 Siren Storm Tamer, turn 2 Grizzly Bear does nothing, but still helps enable Master of Waves down the line for just that the extra enough amount of devotion. Like I was playtesting this card. Ooh, Port Town. So we're up against Spirits. 1000% we're up against Spirits. I'm gonna hold on to the. This hand might be amazing against Spirits because we have Trickster for. Oh, we have Trickster for good stuff. So I'm just gonna add to the board. We have no counter spells here. You have no power here, Spirits. I don't know, does Bloid Control... I don't think Bloid Control plays Port Town. Not that I know of. Yeah, there's Rattle Chains. I'm just going to attack right into it. Let's maintain being the aggressor. But the real question is, what am I going to do once they have Spell Queller mana? I think we're gonna Trickster this thing again. I think. And we have to do it. We have to get underneath Spell Queller mana. Because if I play this Trickster at end of turn, they Spell Queller it. Well, it doesn't do me any good. Play something. Oh, it doesn't matter. Actually, they can play anything at flash speed now. Tidebinder Mage. Okay, let's attack. And if a creature gets eaten up, that's okay. I think. Like, if let's say they play Spell Queller and eat a creature. I don't lose much, because if I were to play a creature anyway, it would get eaten up by the Spell Queller, and I wouldn't get any damage. So this way, if they play Spell Queller, say block... Oh, this isn't even that great of a block for them. So I can still play Harbinger, bounce the Rattle Chains. I actually didn't think about this, but that's okay. So I still get to develop my board, which is something I want to do. How to get this Master of Waves in play, though. So you can block, eat something. So this is just a spot. I think I'm going to attack again. Again, if they play anything, like the Supreme Phantom can't profitably block anything here. But if I can get my opponent to tap out to do something, just do something, that'll be good for us. All right, so okay, this isn't too bad. Because we can play at flash speed still. Your move, Mr. Bond. Sure. They're not even in a position to block, really. Okay, no blocks. I think we'll Harbinger this thing right now. And again, if they play Spell Queller, like they're just close to stone dead. Because we'll just play the Master of Waves, and I don't think they have an answer to that. I mean, they're close to dead, just as it is here. I mean, they might have... I hope they don't have an answer to this. They might. I guess I could have tried to squeeze in 2 damage there. Supreme Phantom blocks. This would eat something, but it might be worth it to get them to 6 left. Maybe, if they have an answer to this. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Master of Waves! Oh... Love getting it with the Master of Waves. Who tempoed out the tempo deck there? Their tempo deck. Okay. I think we have some good sideboard cards. Mystical Dispute is great. Brazen Bar was also great. I think Siren Storm Tamer is not too bad. It's not too bad. We're going to have to get rid of the Wizard's Retort. This is going to be pretty bad. I think? Maybe it's not as bad as I think. No, okay. Okay, let's get back to the reality here. This is like playing against Merfolk. What do we want against Merfolk? Just things that deal with the board. That's what the strategy is. You just want to play with cards that deal with the board. So actually, I think Mystical Dispute being able to be cast for 1 mana is going to be worth it. But in general, you just want to stuff that deals with permanence on the battlefield. So Naban is great in this sort of matchup. It's going to double the Trickster triggers. It's going to double the Harbinger triggers. That's a huge blowout. On turn 4, I go Naban, Harbinger, bounce 2 things. Our opponent can't come back from that. But what else do I want here? I have to get rid of 3 cards. Maybe Thassa? Thassa's not too bad, though. Thassa's a good mirror breaker, especially when the opponent has... What's it called? The Thing. What's the Thing called, though? Selfless Spirit. Maybe on the draw. Maybe we don't want counterspells at all on the draw. I want some. Gadwick's a good tempo card. Maybe we just get rid of 1 Tidebinder Mage. It's devotion, but, like, doesn't actually do anything. But it's devotion. Like, hey, 2/2 Grizzly Bear, give some respect. Hypnotic Sprite. Maybe Hypnotic Sprite is just actually better than Tidebinder Mage. Because I can block stuff in the air. This hand's good. We'll keep. The only thing we're really concerned about is getting super tempoed out by, I don't know, Reflector Mages. I don't even know if that's something they play anymore. Mausoleum Wanderer. Well, the good thing about Siren Storm Tamer here is it might encourage our opponent to play creatures at sorcery speed in order to get in that damage. Which, I mean, whatever. That's fine. Rattle Chains, huh? Alright. I accept your bluff. Or Spectral Sailor. That's a card. I will pass. So I'm sort of pleading to draw something. Our opponent's thinking hard about shocking or not, which implies maybe they don't have Spell Queller. Do I do something here? Okay, to save the most life, I guess, is Merfolk Trickster, tap down, Mausoleum Wanderer. Oh, there's a Spell Queller. Okay. You fooled me! Okay, come on, draw something for our third turn, because we need it. Uh-oh, that's not good. At least we can represent something. We can represent another Trickster. Also, they don't have the greatest clock right now. I mean, we might be able to race this. Oh, they have another flash creature? Release another Spell Queller. Take 4, go to 12. I think I have to take this because we really need devotion for our Master of Waves if we have any dream of winning the game. And if this gets quellered, we're dead. We're just stone dead. Mystical Dispute, nope. Get attack for another 4. I guess I'm gonna be a Brave Soul and attack if I can. Oh, they're not even gonna let me attack. Nebelgast Herald. This is a great card. Glad to see some people are playing it. Okay, well, now we're lost. I think we're probably lost. We're gonna need our opponent to draw nothing for a little while. It's not happening. It's me for 5, 11. I'm not technically dead, but I am dead. I mean, even if I cast the Petty Theft, this is a problem. Okay, let's concede. And also, let's take the Tidebinder Mage out, because at least the Hypnotic Sprite can block the flyers. At least. Although it's not a good attacker. Whatever. It's at least a counter spell. Okay, so we can get rid of the Tidebinder Mage, bring in some Hypnotic Sprite. I think we still want Master of Waves. If they're gonna like try to chain like Nebelgast Herald into a lot of stuff, that would be a problem. Okay, I'll play this. Looks good. Might be underrating Mystical Dispute here. But in general, like counterspells, not very valuable in these sort of matchups. Good enough. Keep. Great curve. Silent Storm Tamer, you have done nothing for me so far. You have done absolutely nothing. Looks like our opponent is setting up a Spectral Sailor. No, they did nothing. All right, pass. Or they might play Spectral Sailor at end of turn. Nope. Okay, I'm definitely going to play a Trickster at end of turn. Keep up the pressure. And attack. Still did nothing. Well, now we're in a position where we can, like, if we're going to play this back and forth game. Oh, now you're going to do something? Supreme Phantom. Okay. Hold on, so that... Are you setting up Mystical Dispute? And if that is Mystical Dispute... You know what? Let's spend this on a Mystical Dispute. Because then the Master of Waves resolves for sure. And I just hope my opponent doesn't have any permanent removal for Master of Waves. Like a Reflector Mage or something. Our opponent's playing fast! Don't do it! Oh, Declaration and Stone. Alright. So that's not too bad. That could be a lot worse. Come on, one more mana for the next Master of Waves. No. Yeah, I think I want to protect my creatures, so I'll throw it a Tempest in. If this also gets disputed, oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, pass. I think I'm going to pass here, and then we're going to hold up Hypnotic Sprite for a little while. I can also crack this clue token to get more information. I think we're going to counter this. It's better than countering nothing. And also this might make combat really difficult in the future. Is this an instant or sorcery? Yeah, it's a sorcery. Brazen Bar was nice. How to do this? I could play Master of Waves. They play the Spell Queller. I bounce the Spell Queller. I can't protect it after that. Is it okay? Maybe it's okay. Yeah. We'll cast this, get our tokens. Not the most mightiest army I've ever seen, but an army is an army. We have a mana advantage, so that's good. Mana advantage is better than no advantage. They're only casting basically one spell a turn. Their hand is pretty clunky, whatever the hell it is. But we know they have a spell queller now. We know there's a spell queller. What do you want to tap? Token? Okay. Six mana. Okay, so let's attack with 4 creatures. Take 6. They still don't have flash. They do have a spell queller in hand, though. Okay, let's cast things like this. Okay. Still get this underneath, I guess. Yeah, get this underneath while we can. It'd be really bad to block, too. I'm leaving the Siren Stormtamer up for this one on board for the Master of Waves. Okay, our opponent has 5 mana. What does that mean? They might be able to do something. Like play 2 creatures. And 2 creatures might mean a lot here. Okay, they get to tap one thing down with the Spell Queller, because it's any spirit that enters the battlefield. Is it enough? Damn. Oh no! I think 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they live. So what are they gonna do here? It's gonna be an inch. Oh no! A second one? That's gonna be bad. Now there's 2 triggers. And the Spell Queller means there's one more. I hope I draw gas here. And they're getting really close to attacking me for lethal. Draw something. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so the Spell Queller is going to be worth at least... Oh, that sucks. Okay, so we'll play this. And now attacking sucks. I have to attack for victory when I can. Now I need my opponent to brick this turn. Because if they draw anything, it's trouble. Probably if they draw anything. If they draw a 3-drop, I guess it's okay. Mausoleum Wanderer. Well, our opponent's sort of drawing what they need, is what's happening. What's going to happen here? They can't... Okay, the good news is their life total is so low that they can't afford to attack for very much, if anything. Okay, so they have done the math. They've decided they can afford to attack for 4. So if they play... Okay, so let's go to my beginning of combat step. Yes, lots of triggers. So I need... They have 5 blockers, which means I need 7 things to attack through. 1, 2... 1, 2... This thing is... These 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. Things are getting really dangerous too. Second Nebelgast Herald, you damn son of a bitch. Okay, Brick. Just don't draw anything, and I win. Just don't stop drawing things. I needed to draw something last turn, and I could probably win by this turn. Well, I'm definitely not going to die, because I can at least sacrifice the Siren Stormtamer to keep my Tempest intact. Did you finally brick? You didn't brick enough, in my opinion. You had all this gas for a very long time. Oh, that is an interesting draw, though. That's another blocker. Okay, so how does the math check out here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can only get 2 damage in. Son of a bitch. What if I attack for 6? Does it force my opponent to chump block? I guess they can just trade with a Nebelgast Herald. No, another. Well, here's a cool thing. I could Gadwick for 3, and for sure I have to be able to kill my opponent next turn, because like I have to like draw like something good, or I can Gadwick for like 2, hope to draw a 2-drop, tap. Well, is that even enough? I don't know. That might not be enough. How much is this gonna be if they attack with everything? Even if they draw a Lord. Tap down, potentially 2 things. But I can potentially block 2 things. So if they draw a Lord, I can block 2 creatures because I have 4 flyers. And this is the 2 largest, and that would be 3, 6. 3, 6, 11. Actually, this is going to be the largest. No, 11, 16? Shit. That's not good. There's actually some pressure for me to win right now. Or I attack with the Genie. No, if they chump, I guess it doesn't help me. Hold on. If I attack with the Genie and I get my opponent to... Well, they can't... They don't have to block with the Herald. They can block with the Spell Queller. It's a tough spot. It's a cool spot, though. I'm punished for not playing this land. I want them to have, like, one unknown piece of my hand. Because then I'd be better off just drawing 3, hope that one of them's a land. Okay, am I certainly dead if I don't draw 2? They play a spirit, tap 2 things down. Okay, well, I'm only dead if they draw a Lord. And it has to be a Spirit Lord. Actually, it has to be Supreme Phantom. It can't be the Eagle Lord. Alright, so let's draw 3. That's pretty. And that's pretty. I guess, actually, Thassa. Yeah, Thassa's going to do it by next turn. So I have to live. I have to live to next turn. No Supreme Phantom. I think that's the only thing that actually kills me here. My next turn is going to be beautiful no matter what the hell it is. It's going to be glorious. Everyone gets unblockable. Okay, we're entering combat. What you gonna do? Nothing. Beautiful. You're dead. You're dead! You have no idea how dead you are. You see that? Do you see? Okay, so what bad stuff can happen here? I guess another Spell Queller could be a problem. If they have that. Do I have any incentive? Okay, I guess we want to bounce. I think we want to bounce the Supreme Phantom. Because it doesn't have flash. Oh, beautiful. We got him. That's the only thing that we were worried about. I'm not worried about anything anymore. They're dead. Thassa and basically infinite mana. Normally that would be like the best. That I'm sure they were fist pumping that draw. They're like, we can't lose. No, you can actually. Because I have like infinite mana here. Oh yeah, it's any blue spell taps things. Alright. Who's the tapper now? I'm a better tapper than you are. Alright, let's give things unblockable. That's how the song and dance is going to be. I guess I could have protected this genie from the Siren Storm Tamer, but opted not to. And we win! I don't, like, so look at this. I had the very creature-centric portion. I played a very creature-centric game. They played, they were playing around my hand, not to the board. I mean, Declaration Stone is fine. But which strategy ended up working? You know, I got super far ahead in terms of damage. But maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't have enough reactive stuff to do on early turns of the game. I don't know. I'm guessing this actually probably is better than, say, what's it called? The Sailor? Spectral Sailor? Probably. It's probably better than Spectral Sailor. But anyway, that's sort of, this is how I was trying to explain, you know, what's on the battlefield is more important than what's like than what's in our hand, and things like Gadwick helped. Well, Gadwick helped us just by drawing cards, and Thassa ended up helping us. And just like I said, you know, sometimes the board gets clogged, and you just need some way of pushing through the damage, and just as advertised. So that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. So I lost the die roll. We're up against Charlie, Pro Tour winner. He won with Splinter Twin back in the day. Anyway, we have a hand of like lands and spells. Apparently is not playing in the Pro Tour. I just asked him, or the Players Tour. And our hand is sort of crappy now. Now that I see this Llanowar Elves on the draw. I don't know. Let's see what happens. This doesn't look like Green Devotion. Maybe this is Elves. Maybe this is literal. What the hell? What is going on here? Oh my god! Scavenging Ooze. So what are you telling me, Charlie? If I kill this thing, you're just straight fucked? I think the solution is we are going to hit that elf at upkeep. And we're just going to lay out a bunch of genies, and then after we exhaust our hand, we'll play like Naban into a Gadwick. That's my plan. I'm sticking to it. I think we benefit more having Devotion on the board than not, so I'll just let this thing... And, like, let's say they kill it. Whoa! What is going on here? I don't know anymore. That draw is like messing with my brain. So we're up against Hardened Scales with Llanowar Elves. Okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to play Genie, and we can set up next turn Naban into Harbinger if necessary. Maybe it's not going to happen. Did our opponent mulligan? They did not. They kept this one lander on the play. Okay, Ballista. Which right now is not the end of the world. How to orchestrate this? So they can't add another counter with the Ballista for a little while. I think I'm just gonna play Genie's attack over our opponent's head. It's not mana efficient, but damn, it's something to do. Oh, maybe I should attack in. Maybe I missed 2 damage there. That's okay. So I hope our opponent doesn't get more mana to activate this Ballista. And then, also with 1 more mana... Actually, I can't with 1 more. I can't play Gadwick into Harbinger. Okay, our opponent resigned. Who cares? Who cares? We can think about, you know, this and that or whatever. Opponent's hand did not pay off. Okay, so what to do against Hardened Scales? Cry? Probably cry. I don't think any of these cards... I don't even... Yeah, I think we're just going to run it back. Hopefully hit them with the Tidebinder Mage against that on that Llanowar Elf. I can't remember. There's like a reason I want to have Brazen Borrower in against them. But I can't think off the top of my head what the hell it was for. And maybe Siren Stormtamer is something I dump for the Borrower. I think it's maybe just because sometimes there's just a big creature with a lot of counters and you can just reset it. Oh, there's a creature with reach in Hardened Scales. Yeah, the X creature. Converted mana cost just X. Or casting cost of X. I do want to, even though this is like sort of an aggro matchup, I do want to keep the Wizards Retorts for the Walking Ballista. That's actually really important. I think everything is good in here. I just might not want the Siren Stormtamer. It's really easy to kill. With everything, really. Okay, how about we keep 1? Or sorry, we'll keep 2. Just for curve's sake. Maybe curve matters. And certainly they're going to bring in some removal anyway. But I think Siren Stormtamer is one of the poopier cards. Now, we do want to keep Naban, because there's going to be situations, especially when we hit 4 mana, we go Naban into something awesome. We can keep this. Turn to Harbinger, then maybe retort something. Oh, that's great. So maybe turn to Tidebinder, retort something. Nisa, Voice of Zendikar. Create plant tokens, sure. Keep that locked down. Well, this is sort of an ugly start anyway. It's easy. Is this easy to attack? No, not really. Heal it, you bastard, you. Well then. Attack Nisa. And hold up this Wizard's Retort for a little while. This game's going to be a bit awkward, but we do have a lot of mana. Okay. Trying to think the consequences of like playing this Mutavault, because I might want to just play a Harbinger for 2 mana next turn and still hold up Wizard's Retort. It's tough. Right now this Nisa can't do very much. What's the ultimate? I think 7. Yeah, there's a bit of a ways to get there. You can also just cast this at end of turn. More blockers. What is this game? You gain X life, draw X cards, with X is the number of lands you control. Now I wish I played the Mutavault, so I could attack this twice. What do I do here? I'm not sure what to do. I don't have the resources, and I don't want to tap out either. And maybe that's just the right thing to do, and I just don't want to do it. Well, we have to counter this. Boo. We would lose there. Nisa ticks down. Oh, God. Fuck my life. Oh, but Heliod cannot do anything yet. Alright. We have 1 turn to deal with this Ballista, and I have no idea how we deal with it. Oh no, they can go for it right now. Okay. Yeah, we're dead. The old Splinter Twin in action. Does that change my sideboarding? It might. It might, because having this fairy, Hypnotic Sprite, not great, but it's a counter spell to all that stuff. Siren Storm Tamer. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a little bit less of you. Let's bring in the Sprite, even though it's really weak to Walking Ballista. This Borrower is like okay, but not great. Yeah, I still want Master of Waves. You still need some way to like just kill them outright. Tidebinder Mage looks very valuable. Harbinger still looks good. Naban is fine. Harbinger on the play might be worse. I'm just adding more counter spells. Damn. Our opponent was like waiting for us to tap out. And then we lost the tap out war. This hand's great, because if they have Llanowar Elves, they're screwed. Let's hope they have Llanowar Elves. Ah. What, the one time that we've got the hand, you don't have it? I guess we'll pass, because we can like Trickster whatever they play and the Harbinger it back to their hand. That seems like a good tempo play. Sure. I might just play 2 Tidebinder Mages next turn instead of the Master of Waves. Lightning Constrictor's back. Oh. I have a lot of good options here. Gadwick Pass is a very good option. Because Gadwick is beefy. Or do I just play 2 Tidebinder Mages, attack for 4? Because I can only play one of these things next turn. Okay, I'm just gonna take the aggro route. I don't want to set up anything. This is a dangerous combo deck. Let's just get the damage in while we can. If I have to pass the turn next turn, then whatever. I can pass the turn playing Master of Waves. Unfortunately, our opponent did not get choked on land at all. Of course, Master of Waves is pretty vulnerable to a Walking Ballista. I have some sense our opponent has Walking Ballista in their hand because they don't have anything else. Okay, so the Stone Coil Serpent. And Scavenging Ooze, okay. Lovely creatures. So what do? Do we put our opponent in a position for all their chips? What can we do here? Like, we also can play... Okay, we can play Merfolk Trickster, tap down the Serpent, attack for 8, they take 6. That's a line. Alright, I guess we're just going to play the Master of Waves here. Now do I want to attack for 8? Get in at least 4 damage. Nah. Because if they kill Master of Waves with, say, Walking Ballista, not good. Not good. We need to preserve as many creatures as possible. Like, I could easily draw a land, play Gadwick, Merfolk Trickster, tap 2 things, still attack for a good amount of damage. Make no mistake, that's good damage. Alright, Master of Waves dies to Walking Ballista. Don't do it! Don't do it! Can't combo me out either. You probably could get close, though. Man, Pioneer has gotten so combo-centric so quickly. With this Heliod card and, Oh, he won. Awesome! Sweet! Master of Waves has done it again! Master of Waves! You just tell your opponent, can you fuck all about this? No, I win. That's how Master of Waves works. Unfortunately, there's not enough answers. I mean, there are answers in Pioneer to Master of Waves, and it's very frustrating that, you know, Walking Ballista is becoming increasingly more popular. But still, force them to, you know, hey, do you got it or not? Nope. You win the match. Alright, so that's round 3. Let's move on to round 4. We lost the die roll. This hand is tough, because it's like a mulligan to 5. We're on the draw, and I don't mind going like Naban into Thassa into Master of Waves. We have a very weak draw, like hand on the draw. Like it's we could get aggroed out pretty easily. Like this is a bad blocker. Screw it, let's keep it. Why not? Let's gamble. I hate mulliganing. Mulliganing really sucks. Like, we don't have any particularly amazing draws. Oh, great. Well, there's nothing I could mulligan to that would make me happy about that. So we're up against... I don't know yet. Hopefully not Mono Green Devotion. I think that matchup is fine, but on the draw, that would be a disaster. It's... Alright, it's Mono Green Devotion. We're doomed. We're straight doomed. Alright, I want to draw lands. Alright. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Well, our opponent mulliganed, hopefully, and they don't have Nick, though, so maybe that's going to matter. Okay, so here's Serac. 7. Should I block here? No, I'm not gonna block. If anything, I need to set up a Master of Waves. All right, we keep drawing lands. That's great. We're not blocking with this. Let's go. Okay, hopefully we don't get screwed. We can deal with one more big thing, and it can't be a questing beast. And actually, it can't be a Steel Leaf champion either. So I have to now leave my Genie to block this thing next turn. Which means... What does that mean? More Gadwicks. I sort of needed an island so I could chump block well. Okay, Master of Waves. At least I can kill the stupid this thing. Or maybe I can just kill my opponent. Who knows? So Questing Beast kills us, another Steel Leaf champion kills us. A lot of things kill us. Does this give trample? Ah, another Steel Leaf champion. I believe those kill us. That was close. Close but no donut. Naban, you tried to help us. We almost got there. Not quite. I guess we are almost attacking. We might be attacking for lethal by next turn. Wonder what our next card was. So this matchup, I think I do nothing. I think I do nothing. Basically, like, I'm very confident on the play. Like, if we were on the play, we'd just destroy them. And on the draw, and I still have Tidebinder Mage. Honestly, I have Tidebinder Mage in this deck, maybe just for this matchup. There's some other matchups where Tidebinder Mage is fine, and still having a 2/2 creature for blue is still good. You know, blue Grizzly Bear is still fine. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know about this, but I'll keep it. I can play a Naban on turn 2, counter something on turn 3. And then play a Master of Waves for like a decent chunk of a devotion. Too bad we didn't have the Tidebinder Mage when we needed it. So Steel Leaf Champion will do a little bit of damage. Or will it? Maybe... Attack me for 5. Because I could just go Gadwick. Because let's say I have Nykthos. Would that change anything? I don't know. I could go Gadwick for 3, Master of Waves next turn, and hope that that's enough. Because it sets up a very similar game like last game, but I'm on the play this time. Or is there any reason I should stall? Just counter something. But I don't know if that changes much. I'm gonna take this line. We draw nothing. I have a few things that can block Steel Leaf Champion this game. The Gadwick and our Mutavault. Okay, no Nykthos. That's good. This stupid son of a bitch is back. This does not help me right now. I guess I'll attack for 2. Leave the 3/3 up. Block some random creature. So we can still lose in a million ways here. Like, something can fight the Master of Waves. But they don't have Nykthos, which is good. We've got Nykthos. Yes, it's a lot of damage on the way back. It's a lot of damage. I think in a way, the mono green devotion deck, I mean, minus Nykthos, this is like everything that the Mana Dork was made for. A lot of people are getting pissed off about turn 1 Mana Dork into turn 2 5 power creature. That's what the Mana Dork was made for, to just ramp into some relatively big thing on turn 2. Like, how can you get upset at that? Like, that was what it was for. And yeah, now we don't really have as many tools as Modern or Legacy or Vintage to kill turn 1 Mana Dorks, so they finally are actually realizing their power. No Lightning Bolt here. But look, I'm overpowering them anyway. Well, I'm on the play. I almost overpowered them on the draw, too. This is the same rollout. And this is also just showing more credit for Naban. Like, I couldn't do this on the draw. Okay, so our opponent's probably going to stall the game a little bit. Oh, everything's attacking. So first thing to consider, what if I just chump block? Then this is 8, so that's 16 power. Chump, chump, 16, 14. This is lethal. I'll just chump block. Oh, do you have the devotion card? Is that how this works? Okay, what if you have the devotion card? What if I chump block again? This is still 16. $17, 18, block, block. Okay, so we'll block here too. Like, I have more attackers than you have blockers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But there's this devotion pump spell. $18 damage. Exact on the nose. Math, people. Alright, so God bless our souls on the draw. No, I honestly don't really like a lot of these things on the draw. I think, yeah, I don't really like cards like Brazen Borrower in this matchup. I'd rather play a Harbinger or even bounce a Mana Dork and just have something on the board. Just having things on the board and abusing Nykthos and then... Oh, this hand sucks. Or maybe on the draw, I should... Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I should take out Wizard's Retort on the draw and bring in Brazen Borrower. That's better than Wizard's Retort. Wizard's Retort, like this, they're way too aggro for this. So that was a slip up. I have a sideboard guide. Why don't I read my own sideboard guide? Now, mulliganing I don't think matters isn't going to be a big deal in this matchup. It's not an attrition-based matchup. Like, if I have a good 5-card hand that goes like Naban, 3-drop, Master of Waves, that's okay. That's going to be good. Okay, they mulligan. That's some good news. Boop. This hand's terrible. I think we're going to mulligan again. Okay, they capped. Yeah, this hand's just too weak. Okay, this hand has potential. I sort of want to have a 1-drop, but 1-drops are not that valuable here. So maybe I don't want the 1-drop. No, whoops, okay, we're going to keep this. Definitely get rid of 1 island. Because I sort of want to guarantee the islands with the genie. Okay, done. And then hopefully on future turns, like if we draw, say, Tidebinder Mage and go Naban Tidebinder Mage, that can swing things right around. Of course you have a mana dork, of course. Even Naban Trickster might do some stuff. Oh, do you have a land here? Or do you keep a 1-lander? Or do you have a Nykthos? You don't know what to do with it. No, they have something. Enters the battlefield with 4 counters. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield and under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if that creature's power is greater, then your votes put another +1/+1 counter. Okay. Okay, that's good. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Naban does. So hopefully we're going to bounce 2 things with Harbinger and get back into this game. In fact, I can even pick and choose what I bounce with Trickster. That might be a thing. Although, it looks like it's very likely that our opponent will just redeploy everything. Sure. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so now what do we do? Pass the turn, I guess. Yep. Does it have trample? So question is, if I draw land, do I slam the Master of Waves? And the answer is probably yes. Oh no! Target creature you control gains vigilance. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. That sucks! Alright, well, that screws our plans. Oh, it doesn't look... Is there anything I can do? Arrgh! What the hell is with this card? Why are they playing this? Looks like some draft crap. Target creature you control gains vigilance and trample until... I'm sure it's good for something. So I need another land for a lot of reasons. Okay, attack for 6, attack for 6. Enters with 4 counters. Missing my last land drop was really bad. I really needed a land there. Now every turn I'm going to face problems. I'm going to at least get attacked by the Steel Leaf Champion for a little while. Okay, let's bounce, I guess, Yorvo. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but whatever. And the crappy thing is it's not even a fight. They didn't even fight me. You know? They didn't fight. So they get to keep their Llanowar Elf on the battlefield. So I need to draw another land. Otherwise, I'm going to be chump blocking with this Genie for sure. So if I draw another land, we get smacked for 10 with the Steel Leaf Champion. We can come back because we can play the next Master of Waves, and then it can block that Steel Leaf Champion for a long time. I have no idea what you're thinking about here. There's nothing to think about. I mean they might have something to think about here. Maybe they don't have enough mana for 2 particular cards, but I imagine anything that they draw they can play 2 things. It's a close game, close game. So let's see if Master of Waves can get me out of this again. Master of Waves has been the all-star so far this league. It really has been the all-star. Without Master of Waves, and also to some extent without it in the ban, I'd get crushed. And that, this league is really illustrating why my win rate is way higher with Naban than without it. It's just not even comparable. Yeah, well, we can't block this thing. Your vote comes back. Or maybe our opponent's double queuing. Oh yeah, they're double queuing. Okay, land. It says live. Damn it. Okay, now what? If only that was a land, we would be in good shape. We would be in very good shape. Because we would get double Master of Waves. That would stabilize the game this turn. I think that's it. I think we're going to die. So I can't deal with this. What can I do here? I could play the Tempest Gen, chump block with these 2 creatures on these 2 creatures, take 7, play Master of Waves, then use the Genie to block this thing. But then I'm not going to have enough devotion for the second Master of Waves. It's going to be pretty ugly. But I think that's our best bet. Like, I can tap this down, but I'm still going to be attacked by these 2, and I can't take any damage. And the moment I tap out for Master of Waves, this thing kills us. Because I can't chump block it. Yet. Can't chump block yet. So this is my really crappy plan. We're gonna double block these things. Oh, another one of these things. I can't beat this. I can beat the heck card, but I was not allowed to curve out. Now another thing I can do is double block. Does that help me? Probably not. Hold on. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. Concede. All right. It was a close one. It was a close one. We for sure had the victory if we drew a land, because like we can beat a Steel Leaf champ. We can beat a second Steel Leaf champion because the second Master of Waves would make all our creatures 3/2s, and we just completely annihilate our opponent. Wouldn't even be close. So we were just short a land in this game, but it was a close match. Very close match. We were on the draw. We had to take some mulligans, but it was still a close match anyway. And I don't think we are an underdog in this matchup whatsoever. We have, I think, in my opinion, a lot of free wins when we like Tidebinder Mage down one of these things, or even this thing sometimes, and that buys us a lot of time to just curve into our higher end of our curve. That's too bad. And the ban almost showed a huge amount of value, because if we I guess bouncing these 2 things wouldn't have ended up mattering because we never drew our final land, but in general, it's a good play. So anyway, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. So I won the die roll. Hands whatever. It's good. And we're up against Rothgar. He's asking, am I recording? I am, actually. Don't screw up. Yeah, we're going to keep this. I don't know how good this hand is going to be. I think he's on spirits these days. And that probably answers my question. Well, being on the play this hand I think is going to be good. Because of, we're going to be able to tap out and play Thassa and get underneath a stupid, what's it called? A Spell Queller. That's good. So we can play like Tidebinder Mage, hold up Wizard's Retort. Our hand is really aggressive. And certainly in these Spirits matchups, you know, being on the play and the draw is going to have a big influence on results. So I'm just lucky in that regard that I'm on the play instead of the draw. I don't think we need any more land. We got all the land that we need. We have a good chunk of land. Alright. Let's rock and roll. I'm sure he knows what's coming, but like you just can't do anything about it. Rothgar, you know you're gonna lose because you betrayed the blue, mono blue. Not to say that I would probably go to, if I can't make this deck work, then I'm gonna move to spirits. But I can make the deck work. You better believe it. So what's in my future? Nebelgast Herald? It's got to be like a constant stream of Nebelgast Heralds. Now I think I want mana. So I can make my creatures unblockable for hopefully forever. Okay, let's start with beginning of combat. Are you going to let me attack? Because if you do, I'll just attack with the Thassa and make her unblockable. Maybe I should just attack with 2 creatures and make them unblockable. I'm very far from dying here. Nothing can get bounced that I know of. Or I can attack with a Thassa and a Tidebinder Mage, make the Tidebinder Mage unblockable. And if they want to chump block my Thassa, is that even bad? Nah, let's just do it this way. And I'll just play Gadwick into a Spell Queller. Oh, what the hell's happening here? Oh, Brazen Borrower. Okay, Brazen Borrower is coming. Okay. That's legit. So what do I want to do this turn now? Just play another Thassa? Pass the turn? Yeah, I guess so. Well, Rothgar's got a lot of mana. So what's he going to do with it? Don't need you, because I already have one. Gadwick into Tidebinder Mage. Okay, so there's any way I can die? I mean, there's definitely ways I can die. It's an interesting game because I have... And it looks like they're representing another Brazen Borrower. How can I die here? Can a Lord kill me next turn? A Lord, that'll be 4, 4, 9, 12. Lord next turn kills me. Trying to think of, like, what's the best way to play around another Brazen Borrower, if that's even possible. Can I play around another Brazen Borrower? Like, Master of Waves is still certainly going to be very deadly. Master of Waves, make 1,000,000 tokens, attack with everything. That might not even be smart, because then the Mutavault kills me too. Attack for 5, block. I can also play this Gadwick from my hand, Tidebinder Mage, block the Eagle. Attack with everything again. Like, maybe the Mutavault's a chump blocker? I'm just trying to think, like, what's the best way to play around another Brazen Borrower? Seems to be what I'm, like, trying to play around for the most part. Also, Rattle Chains. Rattle Chains could come down and just be another attacker in the air that I can't really deal with. Alright, we'll do this. I will draw nothing. So I tap the Eagle. I'll just attack with everything. And hope for the best. Mutavault can eat one of these creatures, but whatever. Okay. Take 7. So I have lethal next turn. So we got Rothgar. No Lord. Lord will do it. Not quite. Oh no, it is it's a spirit, so that will do it. We'll do it, right? This is 9. Yep. I die. Well, that's no good. I feel like I wasted my play. I wasted my being on the play. Oh, God. Alright, let's do it on the draw. Or, sorry, we're going to be on the play again. So, definitely want Brazen Borrowers. Because it can interact with the board. Yeah, no Wizards or Torts. I don't know. Yeah, Siren Stormtammer is fine because it can interact with like Brazen Borrower and stuff. Trying to remember what we did last time. We definitely brought in some Mystical Disputes, and I think Hypnotic Sprite on the play is fine. Oh yeah, Hypnotic Sprite is like an upgrade to Tidebinder Mage on the play. And I probably want like 2 Mystical... No, maybe I just don't want any Mystical Dispute. Well, Mystical Dispute, definitely on the play, is going to be better than on the draw. But what do I take out? Maybe on the draw I take out some Siren... No, Siren Stormtammer is like okay, because it can like chump block... Well, I mean, if my opponent doesn't have a Lord out, it can chump block the 1 toughness creatures. Whatever. I want Mystical Dispute, but at the same time, I don't really believe in it. I believe in this counterspell because this counterspell is at least a creature, so after I counter something, I can get something back. It's possible it's better than Siren Storm Tamer. Sounds trash. Sounds good. All these cards are good, but I need to keep the Mutavault to get to Master of Waves. I guess I'm gonna dump the Gadwick, even though I really like the Gadwick. Naban, not the most aggressive card. And it's probably not going to get a lot of good value here. So if this is a Rattle Chains, I don't think I mind, or maybe I do mind if it blocks this. Might be a problem. Ugh. Can't tell if this is a good idea to play that Mutavault or not. Okay. We do not pay. Because if I at least play an island, I could represent a Mystical Dispute. No attacks. What the hell does that mean? It means you have Spell Queller? Unfortunately, I cannot play around a Spell Queller, like at all. I have to play into I have to play into them. And then hope I can deal with a Spell Queller later. Like with Brazen Borrower or something. But it looks like Rothgar's hand is very good. I don't think I can beat it, whatever the hell it is. Because it looks like they have another Spell Queller. Nope. Well, they can still deal with Master of Waves, but at least we got something to stick. Okay, Brazen Borrower. That's why I have the Siren Storm Tamer in our deck. So Curious Obsession is meaningless if we can tempo our opponent out. Hopefully that's the case. Although, it looks like we are in way more of a position of getting tempoed out than our opponent. So what is this now? We're facing 10... Oh, we're just facing lethal next turn. Or are we? How close is it? It's when a spirit enters the battlefield, this thing gets bigger. This is 8, 9. Well, it's very close to lethal. Alright, let's try this one again. Now, a lot of people ask me about Curious Obsession. This card is really bad in this sort of deck. It's just terrible. Alright, we're just dead. Sorry, it's really bad in my deck. I think it's fine in Spirits. Oh, he says good game. I'm trying to get to the good game. But I've conceded beforehand. Whoops. We're going to give him the good game. So, go 3-2. Oh, yeah. So, I want to finish with Curious Obsession thing, because I'm getting this question a lot. Curious Obsession was only good in a standard format where the removal was really clunky. Curious Obsession, this sort of card has existed for years. It started as a card called Curiosity, which was just 1 blue. It was an enchantment. If the creature deals damage, draw a card. This card has seen no play, except in that standard environment where the removal was really clunky and it was very easy to protect your creatures. This, if you want an investment out of Curious Obsession, you have to connect twice with Curious Obsession. You can't connect once, you have to hit them twice. That's really hard to do with this like mono blue wizard deck because all the creatures are pretty vulnerable. I'm not very good at protecting the creatures. I'm very good at what's it called? I'm good at ramping things up and like letting things get exchanged and die. I'm not very good at protecting them. I mean, in this game, like Brazen Bar were tempoed us out in both games 1 and 2. The only way I can protect is with Siren Stormtamer. Now in Spirits, I do think that card is good, just naturally, because they have a lot of ways of protecting the Curious Obsession creature. With Mausoleum Wanderer, with Rattle Chains, Selfless Spirit, Spell Queller, they've got the tools to protect. And on top of that, the Lords sometimes just protect you from like, damage spells. So anyway, let's go back to the deck. Anyway, no, Curious Obsession is not good in this list. Stop asking me. That's a super common question. Maybe it's a mistake not to side this in against Spirits. Maybe it's a mistake. You know, it might be our best way of beating Spell Quellers. Like, Spell Queller's pretty clunky. It can still be a good way of, yeah, do you know what? I think I'm just being dumb. I have to put this in, and I just have to take something else out. Just take something else out. So how do I sideboard? If I want to play this card. Okay, let's say I directly swap Wizard's Retort for Mystical Dispute. I just don't bring anything else in. I have to bring these things in. These are tempo cards. These are good cards. But everything is a good card. Is Master of Waves overrated? Is Tempest overrated? Maybe this is overrated. Maybe tapping out for 3 mana isn't what I think it is. Maybe this card's overrated in this matchup. Maybe I should take this one out. And, any random 3... Like, Master of Waves can go wide. Maybe this is the thing I should take out. I don't mind Gadwick, because Gadwick can tap things down. Gadwick is valuable. So I like Gadwick, and I certainly like Naban. Naban is good, too. Or I also have to take out... So I have to take out some number of Tidebinder Mage and maybe some number of Genies. I'm not sure. Or maybe I have to take out some Gadwicks. I'm not sure. Genie is still good, like, on defense. Sort of. It's a pretty clunky thing. It's a pretty clunky card, but still it's a win condition. It's a win condition. So anyway, unfortunately, in this I didn't really learn anything. We didn't play against the deck. We didn't play against the Inverter of Truth deck, and I didn't play against Blue-White Control. I wanted to know how well these Mutavaults would do against Blue-White Control. We didn't learn anything. I learned nothing. I didn't learn what I wanted to learn. But either case, I will still be playing with this for a little while. But Pioneer's getting more and more harsh, and one thing I don't like is that I don't like that the Heliod combo exists. It incentivizes people to play Walking Ballista, and like if Master of Waves isn't invincible, then that's a problem. That's a pretty big problem. So if Master of Waves is no good, that hurts this deck by a lot, because then it lost one of its larger win conditions. So I really want Walking Ballista to be a lower portion of the metagame. And I don't mind everything else, like Tidebinder Mage, Harbinger. As you see, like Spirits is pretty heavy in the metagame, so should still play with Harbinger. I think it's still well positioned, and I would prefer Harbinger over Brazen Borrower, because you want to tempo them out while you're bouncing something. Add Devotion to the board for Thassa and Master of Waves. You still want to be doing things like that. But anyway, that was the league for this week. Yeah, that's all I have to say. We'll see how this deck still develops. But as we just saw, Blue-White Spirits, a very real deck. And also, when I had my eye on, I just wanted to see if this would work. So far, it's still doing like fine for me. And still there's a few tricks still left up my sleeve for this deck. What's her name? Miha is an interesting card. It's the Flash Wizard that gives all your other wizards +1/+1. That actually might be valuable. Might take the spot of Master of Waves. But anyway, that is the gameplay for this week. We're going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank themanabase.com and the MTG Mastermind for being our sponsors. This has been Nikachu playing Wizards in Pioneer.